Hi there, Karen here, and today I've started with this beautiful paper from the Hip Kit Club. It's called Scandinavian Dream, and I decided to use it to cut out one of the cut files from the December Hip Kit. And this is a really tricky one to get off the page. I had quite a new mat, so it took me quite a while to ease the whole thing off the mat. As you can see, it's really stuck well, but I got there in the end, and it does actually have the words Merry Christmas in the middle of the body, which I rather wished afterwards I'd taken out of the cut file, because it was quite tricky to remove all those letters. So I just backed it with some white card just so that you can see through what it's meant to be, but I didn't want it to be too dominant. I could have backed it with black to make it really stand out, but I didn't think it would be so appropriate. And I'm using these photos from a walk we did on Boxing Day, which over here is on the 26th of December, and this lovely turquoise backing paper, which is also from the Hip Kit Club. That one is, I can't remember what that one's called. So this is mainly using the Hip Kit exclusive papers. This pink, it's a lot of pinky one. It's like I think it's called Jersey or sweater weather or something like that. Not quite sure, but anyway, I thought it would make a nice backing piece on the side for the photos. And I'm just cutting out using a punch, a Martha Stewart punch. It's one of those punch around the pages. So you get a corner punch, and the corner punch punches out a little bird, and then the rest are like branches. And I thought that was quite a nice way to soften the edge of that card, which looked a bit hard-edged in the middle of the paper there, especially with the cut file next to it, the reindeer. I really love that cut file. I think it's so beautiful, but it was tricky to get it off the page, I have to say. And I'm doing a little bit of mixed media. I've got the Dazzler Spun Sugar, which came in the colour kit, and also in the colour kit was this stencil, which is by Casabella, and it's called Let It Snow. So it's a snowflake stencil. It's really pretty, and I thought that would make quite a nice slightly sparkly, this spun sugar. It's got a little shine to it, so I just put a little bit on that left hand side where the cut file is going to be, just a bit across the top and some across the bottom. It's a lovely creamy shiny type of texture paste. So just when that's dried, I've put that back. And then these pictures are there of Jenny's holding Alyssa in her sling, and there's one of me with them and one with my husband with them. This was a lovely walk we did, and I just thought it would be a nice one to do to kind of finish my Christmas collection for this year. So just sticking that backing paper down, and I'm going to do a little bit more of the mixed media on the corner on the top of that backing paper. I thought it'd be quite nice just to have that, to bring that across, to tie the two sides of the paper in together, have a little bit more of the snowflakes, just a little bit on that corner. There we are, and that's now dry. And I'm going to back the main photograph. I'm going to use, this is actually the reverse of that Scandinavian Dream paper that I've used for the cut file. It's a really pretty plaid. So I'm just cutting around that as the first layer behind the photo. There we are, just doing a little bit of trimming up so it's ready to back the photo. And then I wasn't sure. I thought once I actually put it on the page, it didn't actually show up very well. So I turned it over, and I thought maybe I'll use that side of it because it's got more red. But I still wasn't sure I really liked it behind there, so I'm thinking again. As you can see, there's a little corner cut out of the bottom right-hand corner, where I didn't quite have a full sheet of paper there because I was using up what's left. So I've used that doily in that corner just to cover that piece up. Now I'm trying to decide what can I do to make this stand out a bit more. Yes, of course, some tissue paper. So I had some red tissue in my drawer, so I thought that would be quite a nice way to lift it and to show it against the pale pink background. So I'm just going to stick that on as well as an extra layer. I like to use tissue paper quite often, as many of us do, and I think it does, the bright red just gives it just a little narrow border, just lifts it and shows it up quite nicely, makes it pop against the background. So I'm just putting these two smaller photos onto some foam so that they can just sit nicely because now that the big photo's got some backing on it, they won't sit flush. So if I put a bit of foam on them, they will sit nicely, and just so they can all just slightly overlap. So I'm just going to stick this one down now. I love that picture of Alyssa. She's just so cute where she's grinning, because her mum, as you can see, is just blowing on her face and making her grin. So those are now stuck down, and now I'm going to stick down my cut file. This is quite a simple layout, really. I'm just sticking a few things on, and then just a few embellishments, and it was really quite a nice, quick and simple one to do. Apart from getting that cut file off the backing sheet. Once I got that off, it was all plain sailing. That was the tricky part. And I kept finding little bits that I hadn't popped out. So it had some little decorations hanging from the antlers, and I hadn't realised, I hadn't seen that there was some little bit of cut out bits in the middle there. So I had to pop those out as well, just as I was getting ready to stick it down. Isn't that pretty? I do love that. There are some beautiful cut files that came with the December kit this time, and I did think this was one of the nicest ones. Right, so I think that's all stuck down nicely. Now I just need to do a little bit of embellishing, using more bits and pieces from the hip kit. Nearly all of it is exclusive to the hip kit. There's a little pack of labels and tags and a few die cuts. So I'm just picking out a few that I can use to put my little bit of journaling and date and things on. So I'm just going through that pack and picking out some bits I want to use. So I've got a couple of labels there, flower in the top left corner, and a circle with a little Christmas tree on it because it had the right colours on it. This is the puffy sheet with some really pretty phrases and words and lots of bits and pieces that are really nice to use. So I thought I would, rather than, I could have done Boxing Day Walk, but I think I've done layouts called Boxing Day Walk at least twice before. So I thought I'd just use the words that appeared on this sheet and just kept it simple. I did actually change the colour of the letters because we also had wonderful, and the F and the U were a better colour for this particular backing paper on the wonderful than they were on the fun that was on the page. So I swapped those two letters out so they showed up a bit better against the background. So I've just called it Fun and Laughter. It's quite a simple title, but I thought, well, it'll make a change from the one I usually use for these layouts. And this is the actual, it's from Pink Fresh Studios, and that's a little reindeer that was on the page. It's a little puffy reindeer. I thought he was really cute, so I popped him up just at the end of the title there. Now I'm just filling out one of the labels, writing on one of the labels, actually saying it is the Boxing Day Walk. This is something we usually do every year. Boxing Day morning, there's a walk in the local, across the local, around the local lake really. And there's a bit of woodland there as well. So it's always something we do on Boxing Day morning. So it is a tradition. So it had to go on there, but I just thought I wouldn't make it the actual title of the page for a change. And I've got a little bird on the end there, there were lots of birds about. Winter birds, obviously. And I put the date, 2018. I didn't need to put the full date because everybody knows what day Boxing Day is. So I just thought I'd make sure the year was on there. Now I'm going through the puffy sheet, picking out anything that's got snowflakes on because it wasn't snowing, it wasn't even particularly terribly cold, but I thought the snowflakes were good. This was a good opportunity to use up a lot of the snowflake embellishments. So I'm popping those around the page. They're little puffy circles with snowflakes on, and there's quite a few of them on this puffy sheet. So I'm just going through and picking them all out, and then going through the die cut pack. And trying to find more wintry embellishments, most of which were little snowflakes. There's more snowflake circles, just tucking them around the photos. Just put one up the top there. And I had another little bird, so I thought I'd pop him on there as well. And some more poinsettias. I like the flowers. Found this little fox. I thought it was the right colour for the page. I thought he was cute, and he does make his way onto the page in a moment. Not quite there, but he will find a spot. There it is. So this was really, really fun to do, because the embellishments are there's just so many to choose from that I just went a bit crazy with picking them all out. All the ones that I thought would work with this wintry themed page. There's a few little sprigs of, I suppose it might be maybe holly or mistletoe. It's not really holly, I don't know what they are, but I thought they would work quite nicely in that corner. And another little floral arrangement there. Some more snowflakes. So we're nearly there. It's not much more to be added to this page, I don't think. I think I might have managed to squeeze on a few more embellishments and a few more stickers. There's another little pink snowflake being tucked into that corner between the photos. And everything is just being stuck down now. I'm going to stick down that little fox. I thought he was quite a sweet little embellishment to add to the page. And there was a pack of wooden stars came with the kit in December, so I thought I'd try it. I hadn't used them up until now, so I thought it would be nice to get a few of those on the page, and I'm just sticking those on now in a couple of places here and there. It was a really full pack. There was loads in there, and I only managed to use maybe half a dozen. So they'll do me for a long time yet. And then I've got the sheet of clear stickers. So I thought I'd pick a few of those out. This one says, "Baby, it's cold outside." But it was quite cold. It wasn't terribly cold. Then all bundled up, because Alyssa certainly was all bundled up and all cosy up in the sling with her mum. And the final little one says "Joy," because she's a joy. So there it is. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to subscribe and join me again soon. Goodbye.